Hey folks, welcome back to part whatever this is of 4 on the projects we're doing to get the SL55 AMG 2004 up to snuff, fully maintenance, fully sorted. Kind of important to me with all my cars is I know where they're at, and I have a lot of service history for this car, and the valve cover gaskets does not factor in there. I got this kit from FCP Euro. They sent me a couple of the gaskets, in addition to a couple of breather hoses, which apparently can fail. We'll check that out as we go in. And then here is basically a caulking gun or a caulking tool with RTV in it, which will help if we take the breather cover off of the valve cover gaskets in order to reseal those as well, which since I have it, I probably should do. So this will be all taking place while we're doing the spark plugs, the oil change, as well as the transmission fluid flush. And I'm not sure what order I'm putting them out in. So if you're looking for those videos, I'll link them up there or there. So this process of basically removing the airbox is pretty straightforward. There's 2 pipes connecting to the front intakes, and then you need to release the breather hose at the back here, and then the clips on the top and bottom of the throttle body and lift it out of the way. Then make sure to lift up your hood all the way to the 90-degree angle for easier access. And then there are clips on here holding these metal connectors in, but they're basically all shot. Best I can tell, they're cracked. That one's cracked. That one just fell off. Oh my gosh, falling apart here. Oh man. Okay, and more. You hear all that falling? That's kind of sucky, but I guess that is what it is. So, old plastics, people. So now we've got access to here. We're gonna get these coil packs off. We'll undo the wires. I'll show you how to pull out the plugs. The coil packs and plugs the wires with the handy dandy spark plug boot puller. So you just kind of put the hook teeth around the end and then pry gently, hopefully. And then you hear that satisfying suck out. And that one is clear. And then getting onto this one. Probably a bit more fun, but just work your way down there. Once you got a good grasp, pop it back. Same thing there, it'll suck right out. Drop it down. And then I'm going to zip that out here. And that's our whole unit here. So I'm not excited about this part, but I have to remove this fuel line to be able to get out the valve gasket cover. And don't know how much we're going to get out, but fuel is never a fun thing to have alive. I do have the battery disconnected over there in case that mattered to you. But it shouldn't push any more out, but there'll just be some in there, I'm sure. Okay. It wasn't as tight as I was worried about. Let's see. So the trick would be to get something that stuff's in there better. I just didn't. Alright, I'm gonna leave that there. It's probably mostly done. The fuel line's probably backed off all that fuel now. So while I am on the other side, it's basically the same idea of just carefully clearing the belts, etc., and then watching where the gasket lands and removing the cover. From there, just a quick inspection. Everything looks good. Get the gasket off and then prepare to clean the gasket mating surfaces. Reconnecting the new gasket, spend some time here. This is the one area where you don't want to just fat finger connection and have some kind of oil leak. So just take your time and make sure you get that fully seated in every way. So I'm going to prep the mating surface. Just got some isopropyl alcohol, 3:1 with distilled water, just to help lift off some of the more stubborn parts of the mating area, but overall it looks pretty clean on this side. Bottom's got a little bit more funk on it. You'll find that the oil tends to keep trickling onto the bottom section there, so if you see oil appear, it's because it's kind of gravity doing its thing. You won't see that happen if you've cleaned the top side, but it will potentially happen down below here. Alright, I think we're pretty ready here. See if this guy has stopped so we can get this out of the way. No? I think it has. Just guide it in, don't force it in. Got that little clip there. And start hand feeding the screws in, and then just kind of feel around and make sure everything's lining up okay. And it feels like you just feel the seam and make sure it's all nice and flush. Alright, so we need to set this to Newton meters, and it's 8, which seems awfully light for a gasket seal, but we don't want to smush it, I guess. Alright, and this thing, I think the lowest it'll go is 8, so let's start securing these in. And then the order you do it, I think it's up to you, but just do something that makes it seem like it would make sense, or follow the manual, which I'm sure has some kind of groovy star pattern. Once you got all that put back together, it's time to put on the coil packs. If you've changed out your spark plugs, or if you haven't, this is a really good time to do so. These coil wires can be a little tricky to get at and a little tricky to seat, but you want to obviously spend your time getting that right. Don't want any nasty misfires. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Get your T30, put your screw back in there and secure those all down. Just remember to get that breather tube inserted back into the back of the intake there before you pop down on the filter units, the intake units, and then you will be putting on the air intakes that lead to the front of the engine, and it'll be time to turn it over for that first time. Hope this helps. Be memorable. Be well. Post any questions or comments down below, and I'll see you on another video soon. Bye now.